will take over the land. No more broken heart, abandoned and alone. God will separate the right from wrong. Then we'll be changed in a moment, caught up in the twinkling of an eye. A day is coming, there'll be no war. Peace will take over the land. No more broken heart, abandoned and alone. God will separate the right from wrong. Then we'll be changed in a moment, caught up in the twinkling of an eye.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for tapping in with Life with Lizzy. I'm Lizzy, right here at Believe Radio, your 24-hour inspirational and gospel music station. I say it all the time. You got to believe in something. So you might as well believe in us. Ciao. Do me a favor. Tag a neighbor, call a friend, let them know that the lady is in and she is ready to talk life. I am so glad that you are back and that you guys keep coming back. Strong friends, holla at your girl. You keep joining me every Saturday, 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, right here at Believe Radio. And I simply want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to come into your homes, into your car, or wherever you're streaming at. And I get to do life with you. So again, your girl say thank you. Some of you have reached out and say, Lizzy, how do I talk to you? How do I send my kudos to you? I want to send some topics to you. Guess what? Right there at the bottom of the screen, you can see right there how to get in contact with your girl. It's believeradio.lifewithlizzy@gmail.com. Again, that's believeradio.lifewithlizzy@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want to hear. And child, guess what? We might just talk about it because I love doing life with you. Listen, I don't want to bore your patience because there is something I want to talk to you about. I was driving this week, and this has been a really real week for me. But I kind of felt pressured into some things, and I resolved by saying it is okay to change your mind. Lizzy, it is okay to change your mind. And I wanted to come and have a conversation with my strong friends because sometimes it's difficult for strong people to change their minds. Now, don't you dare change the channel. You sit right there, have a seat, let's chat. Because sometimes changing our mind means that we may disappoint others. But there comes a point in time that I might disappoint you in order to be okay with me, with my mindset, with my mental health, with my capacity, what I can and cannot do at the moment. So I want to share this with you. As the seasons are changing, give yourself permission to change. Mhm. Give yourself permission to change. Don't get stuck. And oftentimes we get stuck and we don't really necessarily like change because change will challenge you, right? But it's okay. Take the challenge and change. Give yourself the grace to change. Give yourself that moment to look and say, you know what? I could update myself right here. I could grow right here. It's okay. Change because change does this. Change allows you to become the better you. Listen, child, you can change a job, you can change a city. But before you do any of those, you got to change your mind. And it's okay to declare, I'm going to change my mind. I don't want to move forward. I don't want to do that because a changed mind welcomes a changed heart. Oftentimes, change comes with conflict. And y'all know we don't like conflict, but not all conflict is bad conflict. But you don't want to get to a place where you're conflicted within yourself. Sometimes you have to change so that you can grow. You have to change so that you can mature and that you can see, I probably could have done that better. Next time, I'm going to change my response. Can I talk to some people out there, including myself? We have to change how we respond to a thing. I know you may be one just like, listen, I'm going to let them have it. Well, you're 40 plus shipping and handling, child. That's not really a good look. Don't do it. Learn how to change your response. Could I be responding a trauma response for something that happened to me a long time ago? So my response at hello is over the top. It's a lot. It is okay to change your mind and how you're going to respond. Change your mind on how you even see you. Let's stop right there. How do you see you? I'll give you a moment. Do you continue to see yourself as, a failure? Do you continue to see yourself as, what, I'm just not um I'm just not who I thought I would be at this present time in my life? Well, can I tell you? The ball is in your court. It's okay to change. But how you see yourself matters. And it is okay. And give yourself permission to change how you see you. Let me tell you, you're not failure. You're not a failure. You are not the mistake that you made. I need to nail that on today to remind you, you are not the mistake. You are not the bad choice. You are not that teenager anymore. You are not unlearned anymore. Give yourself permission to grow out of that and to see yourself through the proper set of lenses. See yourself how God sees you. He doesn't see you as a failure. He sees you as healed and whole. We say it all the time around here because the best you is the healed you. So tap into the healed you, not the traumatized you, not the broken you. And listen, and I'm not saying that these things didn't happen or none of those things. I'm by no means am I negating what has happened to you. But at some point, it is okay to put our high heels on. It is okay to say, you know what? I can walk out of that now, not injured, not um forever broken. No, no, no. I'm choosing to change how I see it. I'm choosing to look at this situation and let it teach me what it came to teach me. Listen, friends, there are things that are happening in our life that came to teach us what we needed to learn. I know you didn't like it and I know you didn't sign up for that class, but baby, when I tell you that situation had to happen, that you would know how to move, you would know how to maneuver, you would know how and what to say in that space. If it happened again, listen, you can say, no, I've been to this circus before. I bought the passes and the peanuts and I don't want it. Right, but if you never go through anything, if life is just always wonderful for you, you don't even know that you do need to change. Change is not bad. Change is a good thing. Listen, the scripture, I believe it tells us in Romans to not be conformed to this world, but by the renewing of our minds to be transformed. In essence, what begins to happen because we live by this word, we live by this gospel music, we live by this inspiration, we're able to say, you know what? I could change that. You know what? I can hang on a little longer. You know what? I'm stronger than what I think because this thing has caused me to change. It has caused me to look at myself and the situation and even the individuals around me through different lenses. It is okay to change your mind. Let me go a little deeper. It is okay to change your mind and stay. Because see, we live in a society that we get to this place, nobody wants to stay anywhere. We do not understand and we won't grasp and realize that there is power in staying and in forging ahead and in sitting in a thing. It's power there. We always just want to get up and we just want to run away. We just want to leave. And I'm not saying we stay in anything that's abusive, but everything's not necessarily abusive. It's a lesson. It is the absolute lesson in it. It's how you process through the lesson. It's how you process what is going on around you. Some things are not going to change instantaneously. You got to learn how to work that thing. You got to learn how to sit in it. You got to sit with your mind. Sometimes when you're sitting with your mind and your mind is going, that's the time where you have to bring those thoughts in. What am I thinking? Why do I think like that? Why am I painting this picture with so many dark colors? Oh, I think I'm talking today. Listen, if you find yourself there, it is okay to change your mind. It's okay to tell yourself, self, we're better than that. Friends, come close. You're better than that. I know we've grown up and we've said, I'm not better than anybody. It's not about being better than anybody, it's about being better than the situation. It's about coming out of this thing knowing I've learned this lesson and I know how to handle it better. I know how to listen. I know how to have a heart of compassion this time around. If it ever happened again, I'm learning myself. Let me tell you something. This life that we live, it's a teacher. Don't miss the class. This life that we are living, it's a teacher. Don't miss the class. I can sense that at this point, you're probably saying, but Liz, you don't know what I'm going through. Listen, we're all going through something, but don't miss it. Don't miss that you're stronger than what you think. Don't miss that you have the skill set. You know how to maneuver. Yes, you do. I need you to sit there for a moment and tap into the best you. The best you. Tap into the healed you. Tap into the you that says, you know what? I'm going to be the last one standing. This thing will not conquer me anymore. I'm changing my mind about it. If you change your mind, you will conquer. If you change your mind, you will win. Listen, it's how you think about it, it's how you vision it, it's how you sit in it, it's how you take that thing apart. Go ahead, try it. It's okay to change your mind. I know somebody's watching and you like, you know what? I'm good. Wait a minute. You may want to pay attention. You may want to fall back a little bit. It's okay to change your mind. Don't let people on the outside pressure you into making a decision that you're not sure about. Mm. How many times, because we're in the moment, that we just be going off, we just be running our mouth, and you say things in the heat of it, really don't mean it. Those things, it is okay for you to change your mind. Oftentimes, in changing your mind, it requires an apology. Oh, I just said something. Don't you dare change this channel. An apology. Do you know how many times I've had to go and apologize quickly? hmm Because I said some things in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the battle. I didn't really mean it, but I had to sit there and say, I really don't feel that way. Let me change my mind. Let me change my mind about how I even embrace the thought. Because listen, we live in a space and in a time where not everybody wants to see the good in everybody. But hey, it is what it is. I choose to. Um, Now, the minute I start seeing something else in that child, that's another conversation. And you come back now next week, not here. Come back next week and we'll talk about that. But for the most part, I want to see the good in everybody. And so I live my life to the place where I don't let other people, opinions of other people, determine how I'll deal with a person. Mm-mm. Just because you may disagree and not like them, that's not my case. They didn't do anything to me. They've always been nice. They've always been respectful. They've always spoke, and I'm gonna speak right back. And so, in growing up, you realize, you know what? I might need to change my mind about certain things and in certain people. Now, let's tell the truth. How many times have you really listened to other people and came up with this? You made this person to be a monster. You don't even know them. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to grow up. See, change will make you grow up. Change will make you mature. One thing about change, it's the only thing that doesn't change is change. Change is universal. Listen, it is okay to change your mind. I'm not sure what you're dealing with and what you're going through this week, but I dare you to sit with it and say, you know what? I have the right to change my mind. Nobody gets to stronghold you into a position. It's okay to change your mind. Nope, it's not being double minded. It's understanding that I have the power to change if I choose. I have the power of choice. And I want you to think on that. I want you to look at that this week and say, you know what? I'm going to change my mind. Sometimes we go into careers and we have jobs that we absolutely, child, I wish I can be 1,000 other places than right here. But do you not know that there is 1,000 other people that would love to take your place? It's all about how you perceive a thing. Change your mind. You going off on your husband and your are you going off on your wife? Mm-mm. Because I heard another man's what they say is garbage is another man's treasure or something of that sort. But cut it out, honey, and change your mind. They not cooking like they used to. No, but really, friend, change your mind. Give yourself permission to change your mind. Encourage yourself this week. Tell yourself, you know what, we gonna make it. We're gonna get through this. Let me tell you something else. It's okay to take breaks. Mm-hmm. Child, you better take a break. Go right on out the door and walk it out. It's okay to go out there and begin to walk with the Father and say, God, I need you to really help me. I need you to help my heart. I believe David said it best. He said, unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul, my mind, my will, my emotions. I need your help. I sense the necessary need to change. And I'm not sure if I have enough strength in me to do it. Well, Lizzie wants to be your friend this week and tell you you have it in you. You can absolutely do it. Some of you have made changes for the best, but there's this thing on your shoulder saying, I miss that. I miss them. But the best thing that you could have ever did for you and them is to change. Let me tell you something. In the most uh, wonderful relationship, friendship, whatever it is imperative that when you change for the better, that all remains well. What do I mean by that? If you are growing and you're maturing and you are becoming, and that becomes a problem to the relationship or the friendship or whatever shit, you might not want to change your mind and go back to that because that may be a level of toxicity that you probably needed to grow from. So when I'm saying change your mind, I'm not saying go back to the thing that broke you and hurt you. I'm saying realize that when I made the change, it was the best thing that I could have ever done. Mm. Let me talk to some friends that are codependent. Oh, I've been there. Oh, yeah. Needed the validation and the confirmation and all of those things. Baby, when you begin to see yourself as God sees you, it's not that you begin to become arrogant. You become sure. You become absolutely sure. And when you start becoming sure of you, then you will know I'm in the right mind frame. I'm in the God kind of mind frame. I'm seeing me as God sees me. And when God sees me, He doesn't see me as being abused. He doesn't see me being neglected, taken advantage of. When you see you, yeah, you'll say, nah, I don't deserve that. And even if I'm in a season of being alone just for a moment, because no man is an island to himself and it's not good for men to be alone, but there are times and seasons that you got to get by yourself and say, you know what, I got to change my mind about this, I got to change my mind about that. Listen, to thy own self be true. I got to change my mind about my finances, I got to change my mind about how I eat. Oh, I'm talking, y'all, don't you dare click that button. It is important and it is okay to change your mind, friend. Change your mind. Change for the better. Change for the good of a thing. As parents, sometimes we don't really, want to change. We want to spoil the kids, but at a certain age, you got to change your mind about that. Mm-mm. Nope, I'm not just giving things away. You have to earn it. And I'm not changing my mind. I don't care how much you pout, how much you stick your lips out. Baby, you can cry a river. I'm not changing my mind. I'm standing still on it because I realize the way I think about a thing and the way my mind is created and the way I am made up. Life and death is in my tongue, right? But that only comes with a mind change. What I say out of my mouth starts in my head, it starts in my heart. So when I make a decision, oh, I've thought about it for a long time. It just wasn't, a spur of the moment. As you begin to grow and you begin to mature, you don't make just rash decisions. They just not, on just on the spur of the moment. As you begin to grow and you begin to understand how you work and how you move and how you maneuver through life, because you've sat with it and you've looked at it and you've taken that thing apart. When you do make that change, you have evidence as to the change. And guess what? There's no conversation needed. Only thing that was needed was that I changed. Oh, I hope I'm helping somebody today. It's okay to change. Write that in the comments. I'm changing this week. I want you to get those journals. Remember, we talked about those journals? I want you to begin to journal your changes. Listen, nobody's going to knock on the door and say, you want to change today? That's a decision between you and God. I know you think you're perfect, huh? I know you do. Child, you're not. We all need to change. Sometimes we're a little strong. We need to change, soften up. And some of us, we just too soft. We just take anything. We just, whatever they issue, and we just say piling on our plate. No, that has to change. Some of the things that are happening to us is because of a decision that we refuse to change. Every day that you awake, you have the ability to make a change, to make a difference. So I'm going to challenge you this week. That's our challenge this week, is to look in our lives and find out what needs upgrading, what needs a little change. What can I do to be a better me? Because it's always about being a better you, showing up in the best light. hmm You always want to show up in the best light. You don't want to, people to see you come and they be like, "Oh my God, here they come." Mm-mm. Change. So, okay, you've been negative Nancy before. Change, right? It's okay. You can change. Well, what are they going to think? Who cares? They need to change too. You have to give yourself grace to change, friend. Change. That's our word this week. Listen, I'm praying that this show is being a blessing to you, because these are things that I go through. I come here and I just spill it all out on the table because we're friends. And listen, we're strong friends. And oftentimes, strong friends don't like to have those kind of strong conversations. I was in my home and I realized it was just something that I just didn't like. And instead of complaining about it and, screaming and hollering throughout the house, I said, how about you change it? And I changed it. And it was received very well. And I was like, oh, okay, listen, what else can I change? And it was received very well. How you approach a situation can be received very well. It's just how you do it. Listen, one thing my mother always told me, she said, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. If you change how you present it, you'll change the results and how it's perceived for the other person that's receiving it. Oh, I hope I'm helping today, friends. So that's our challenge this week. Break out those journals. I am going to change. I'm going to change how I see me. I'm going to change how I see my job. I'm going to change how I see my family. I'm going to change how I see my relationships. I'm going to change how I see everything that I am a part of. Where could I upgrade? Where can I be a better me? Where can I be? What else can I do to walk out being the healed me? Because I say it all the time, if you can talk it out, you can walk it out. So our conversation this week on change. What else could I do? I know we like to change from the outside, but there are some times, and 9 times out of 10, the initial change has to start on the inside, because you can dress it up all you want to, but you still didn't change. You can change your hairstyle, you can change your haircut. It's still the same you at your core, in your heart. So this week, in your study time, in your meditation time, in your time alone. And if you don't have any of that, I highly encourage you to get some of that. Listen, there's so many hours in a day. but at least take 1 hour, 30 minutes to yourself, some quiet time, and sit there. Open up your heart and say, God, where do I need to change? And then ask, what's the first thing? Because you can't do it all at one time, honey. You'll run yourself crazy. Don't do it all at one time, okay? Promise? Promise? Pinky swear? We're not going to try to do it all at one time? Okay, good. Don't try to do it all at one time, but one thing at a time. Because our ultimate goal is to be the best us and to live this life in the best light. Why? Because we're the salt of the earth. Yeah, we are. Absolutely. Absolutely. We are the trophies. We are the redeemed ones. We are the ones that others look upon and they should see the light. And it's okay to change. It's okay, friends. So listen here. Do me a favor this week. Drop me an email at believeradio.life with Lizzy and tell me an area that you're working on that you're saying, you know what, Liz, I got a list of things that I need to change, but I'm going to start with this one. Okay. I'm going to start off. I mean, I got a laundry list. Listen, because nobody's perfect. Don't let this mic fool you. Mm-mm. I have a list of things that I'm working on. Listen, you working? I'm working. Let's work together. But there's some things I need to do health wise that I start and I stop. I start and I stop. But I am determined this week with you, I am going to sit and create a plan as to how I can change this type of behavior. Because at the end of the day, it's affecting me. I said it. It's affecting me. And I want to be around. So there's some things I need to do in my health. And I'm not sure if there's some things that you need to do in your health, in your relationships, on your job, whatever. Let's take the challenge together and let's give ourselves permission to change our minds and how we see a thing. Well, friend, I am so glad that you stopped by and that you are doing life with me. I want you to stay tuned. Next week, we have an amazing show. Listen, you don't want to miss it. So go ahead and mark your calendars and come right back here to Believe Radio, your 24-hour inspirational gospel music station. I say it all the time. You got to believe in something, so you got to believe in us. So as you go throughout your day, remember that you have given yourself permission to change your mind. So until we talk next week, 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, I holla. See you later.
A day is coming, there'll be no war. Peace will take over the land. No more broken heart, abandoned and alone. God will separate the right from wrong. Then we'll be changed.